Hey there, my name is Juan and I'm going to be your social worker today. First, I'd like to thank you for coming in. And how would you like to be addressed?
My name is Lexi, and I go by the pronouns she, her.
Lexi? All right, well, good to meet you. All right,
Nice to
so
meet
what brings you in today?
you. Well, I was just referred by my friends who just have been a little bit worried about me. I have recently gotten to an estranged relationship with my father. He did some not so nice things to my mom, so they're just concerned, and that's why I'm here.
Sounds like you got a good group of friends there. I'm glad you have a support system.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Me too.
how long has this stuff been going on with your folks?
Um, it's been going on for a while, but probably most recently, like within the last year. And then it's kind of like hit close to home within the last 6 months, just because like I care more about things than I should.
What do you mean by that?
Just like I hold on to things, like I just can't stop thinking about them until like they're irrelevant. Like once they're my parent, I feel responsible for my parents' relationship when that's clearly not my job.
And how long has that been going on?
A while. I don't know, I feel like throughout my childhood, I've always just been emotionally responsible for them. Like, don't walk around the house too loud, like, when they're taking a nap, or don't eat all the food because, like, we don't have a lot of money. I didn't know that at the time, but, like, that's kind of like if I had too many snacks, then they'd be like, "Oh, you're still hungry?" Or
Mhm.
like, "This has to get us through the week." And, like, now as an adult, I see that, but yeah, so I just feel emotionally responsible for their relationship not working out.
You sound very empathetic. And I think that's awesome of you. When did you mentioned these snacks as a kid? What was like the earliest you could remember?
Um, Probably, like, elementary school, like, 1st grade, so what would that be, like, 9?
For
9,
sure.
10?
I think that's like 7. I'm
Oh,
not sure.
7?
Yeah,
I don't
I have
know,
a
1st
5-year-old
1st
and 2
grade.
kids. Okay. What makes you remember the grade more than your age?
I cheated on a test in 1st grade. So
Mm.
that grade was pretty significant because I got in big trouble.
That's the first time I remember like cheating on a test. That's cool. Um, sorry. Uh, so you kind of described some anxiety earlier when you said you overthink things, and you mentioned a relevancy there. Do you want to explore that a little bit?
What do you mean by that? Like, how
You
often
said
I feel that way?
well, you said you kind of think about things until they're irrelevant. What does that mean?
Like, there's a bigger problem that comes. It's like I don't have the emotional capacity to worry about 2 big problems. So, like, kind of like for big assignments like this one, or just like for my graduate school, like I have to worry about one big project before I can worry about the next one. Like, there's just not enough energy.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
the previous one becomes irrelevant because now I have to focus on this one.
Okay. Now that prioritizing, how does that usually feel?
Exhausting. I feel like
What
I
do
can
you
never
do
catch a
for that?
break.
Yeah. What do you usually do for that?
Um, well, to catch a break, normally I try to get all my stuff done during the week, but that's obviously not very realistic working 40 hours a week and practicum on top of that. But like for my like personal like issues, I mean, I kind of like dump it onto my friends in a way. I mean, that's what they're there for, but yeah, until I see them, because we also don't live close, I don't really have that opportunity.
Mm. That sounds like a good group of friends, though. I'm sure that
Mhm.
it's probably part of the reason you feel comfortable doing that.
Mhm.
So, this event that happened with your folks, um, would you say it can be a positive change, or is it all negative? You didn't really tell me what happened.
Essentially, my dad's kind of a narcissist, and my mom has done nothing but take care of me and my siblings.
Mhm.
So it's just been interesting to see like it come full circle as an adult now that my dad wants more attention from my mom as a partner, but my mom like just wants to live her life now that me and my siblings are adults. And so he feels left out. Um, so essentially, like I wouldn't say on the brink of a divorce, but they're separated. They're still married, but separated. Um, and so that's kind of what's happening. So now I'm having to balance like having a solid relationship with my dad, but knowing what he's done to my mom and just
Mhm.
like verbally and emotionally abusing her. So yeah, that's kind of what happened.
So how do you feel about the separation? Because it sounds like you have some negative emotions towards your old man, but still trying to have a relationship with him. So I asked about it being both positive and negative. How are you feeling about this change in dynamic?
It's confusing and I have conflicting feelings about it. I feel like I should be mad in defense of my mother, again, emotionally responsible. Um, but then I also feel like happy because both of them deserve better than what their partnership is giving them.
It's really
And then
insightful.
also like sad because I like feel like the relationship I have with my dad is just cuz like I'm trying to mend what I didn't get as a kid, like
Mhm.
having that solid person there all the time. So, mad, sad, and just like conflicted overall.
Yeah. Do you have any siblings?
Yes, one.
Uh, brother, sister? What's her name?
Uh a brother and he's 2 years younger than me.
How's your brother feel about it?
He's a weird replication of my dad, but, like, more understanding it and on my side of
Mhm.
things, like, just feels conflicted about it all. And as, like, the kids in the family, even though we're adults, like, nobody wants to stir the pot,
Yeah.
but they both should have help, like, professional, like, marriage counseling or something like that, but they're, again, both stubborn. So
Have you and your brother talked about or thought about profe- bringing up this professional counseling to either or both of them?
yes, I mean, I try to talk to my brother, about it, but he doesn't really wanna open up, so I think it tends to bother him more than it leads on. Um, but we have mentioned it, and it is not an option for them. It In their words, "It won't help."
Oh, so this has been brought up to them.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it presented as couples therapy or individual?
Initially it was couples, but, individual therapy is being considered by my mother, not my father.
Let's start.
Mhm.
And hopefully, that can get her uh, some tools that she may need, and maybe that'll help your father, move in as well. I know usually when they do start couples therapy, they'll also have them do individuals. So, that might actually be a step leading towards that, if that's what they're looking for.
Mhm.
Okay. So we covered a lot of things here. I just want to ask you one last question. You kind of mentioned, like I said, a lot of responsibility that you've taken on. It even sounds like you might have been parentified at a very young age, and that you witnessed your mother doing this. So would you say that there's maybe is there any history of anxiety in the family?
Not that I know of.
Mhm.
It's If there is, it's undiagnosed.
How about is there anything diagnosed in the family?
Um, I mean, my uncle passed away from a terminal illness, multiple sclerosis, but that it left him paralyzed. I don't know what the mental ramifications are of that disease. I haven't looked into it, but oh, and I guess my great grandma also passed away of Alzheimer's disease. So there's some dementia forms of mental health there and physical indicators, but I don't I don't know anything on my dad's side because I don't think any of them go to doctors for that kind of stuff.
right? Is that something you've talked to them about?
No, my dad's side of the family is very reserved,
Right.
traditional.
You're reserved and still, want to get them checkups and live life.
Hmm.
Alexi, our time is running out, but how do you feel about maybe meeting same time next week?
Yeah, I could probably make that work.
Okay, we can maybe make a bit of a game plan too, and maybe you and I can sit down and we can work on some goals together. Does that sound
Yeah, we could try to do that. Sounds
awesome?
good.
All right, I'll see you then.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Drive safe.